Okay, the time now is 3:05. Let's begin lah, huh? Okay, it's a small class. It's perfectly okay. Okay, so today our focus is on something called quadratic equation. Superly very important. All right, definitely will come out for your final year exam, even for your mid-year exam if you have any. It will come out one. All right, it will also come out in your Sec 4 O levels. Definitely one question in your paper 2 is approximately 10 to 12 marks. All right, so it's very important that you need to know this. Okay. For Sec 3, because both of you are Sec 3, right? So Sec 3, they are actually in school. They should be covering things like solving the quadratic equation by factorization. You should know that. All right. Number 2, they'll be solving quadratic equation by what? The formula method. The quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus square root the b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I can't believe it. I'm seeing online. My goodness. Hey, don't capture any of this video and post it on TikTok. All right. And another one, right, is called completing the square method. So later we'll be trying to cover these 3 methods. All right. So if you have learned it already, very good for you. It acts as a refresher for you. All right. So let's go into the this worksheet. Okay. So what do you need for this lesson? If you can have an exercise book with you, that would be incredible. Can you see the exercise book? Yeah. All right. So whatever important notes, right, you want, you can actually write it in and make it neat, make it nice, make it colorful so that this becomes your what? Becomes a notebook for you. So anytime you need to refer to it, just, flip open it. Okay. So next thing we talk about is your worksheet. If you did download the worksheet from the prerequisite, that would be very good. So you can actually look at the worksheet, the questions, and when I do up the solution, you can actually follow me by writing the solution down. Can? All right. But if you never print out, it's perfectly okay. I'll say don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right. Just jot it down on some piece of paper. Later, you can print out the worksheet and you try doing the questions by yourself. All right. So now you have the step-by-step solution. You go and try, you have more confidence. Cool? Okay. So don't worry about it. Next, if you can have your stationery with you, that would be great. And also very important, my best friend. My best friend is the calculator. All right. I'm using FX97SGX. I believe most of you also using the same model. All right, that's great. And lastly, your attention and focus, if you can, give it to me. Okay. Just in case if you need to leave maybe for some tea break or or shopping, hello. All right, it's okay also, don't worry, because this lesson, right, will be recorded. It's actually recording already. So in any case, if you need to leave, it's okay, go toilet, come back, no problem. This recording will be made available to you, all right, to all the Sec 3, Sec 4 in your dashboard. You can click on the live lessons. You can click on the past lesson, and this lesson will be uploaded online. All right, so you can view this lesson at any time of the day again. Okay, so let's move on. Quadratic equation. What is a quadratic equation? There is a expression that looks something like this. Got x squared, got x, got a constant one. This is called a quadratic expression. All right, we call this an expression. So what's the difference between an expression and an equation? All right, an equation got something called equal to 0, 1, something like that. All right, they will have things like 2x squared plus 5x minus 7 equal to 0. So this portion, right, with the equal to 0 is called the equation. And you're supposed to solve it. What's the meaning of solving? Solving means you have to find x. All right, so you must understand these two things. One of them is an equation and the other one is called an expression. Different thing. Cool. All right. If you have any question, you can actually stop me. You can unmute yourself and you can actually ask me. Can? If not, I will assume that all is good and I will just continue. All right. Okay. So we talk about this quadratic equation. As I say just now, right, in the O levels, right, it's about what? It's easily about 10 to 12 marks. Standard one. Every year it keeps coming out. All right. Every year it keeps coming out. Sure, come on. All right. And for quadratic equation, right, there's a few ways of doing. Number one way is your what? Using your factorization scale. All right. And I don't know whether have you learned the factorization scale as like that one or like that one. All right. There are two different way of doing now, just to let you know. All right. One is like a table form. This one is like a table form. And this is called a cross factorization. Okay, so we need to factorize them. All right, or the second method, remember I sing song to you. All right, it's called the formula method. Formula method. And formula method is given as negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Just apply into the formula and you get your answer. It's ultimately about finding x. Another method you need to know is called completing the square. Oh, this is a very painful method. Right, because nobody like it. That's why it's painful. All right, this one, there are some certain steps to follow. All right, I think got 6 to 7 steps to follow. Okay. And lastly, my favorite method is called the calculator method. But this calculator method, right, is only for checking purposes. Your teacher still want to find what? Want to look at the step-by-step working in order to give you the method mark. Okay. All right, so we will be going into a question immediately, and along the way, I will show you how to use different kind of method to solve. Cool. Okay, so the very first question, this is something like an O-level question, 10 to 12 marks. Sec 3, better to expose you all to more of such questions. All right, so don't worry, slowly we try to understand. Let's go. So question 1, a swimming pool is filled with 60 meter cube or cubic meter of water. There are two pumps, pump A and pump B, which can be used to fill the swimming pool. Pump A can fill the water at a rate of x cubic meter per minute. Pump B can fill the water at a rate of x plus 0.3 cubic meter per minute. All right. Write down the time taken in minutes for pump A to fill the swimming pool completely. So now you only want pump A. All right. You don't want them to fill the swimming pool togetherly. No such word. All right. You just want pump A to be filling up the swimming pool. Okay. All right. So what do we know about pump A? Pump A can fill at a rate of x cubic meter per minute. Means what? Means I usually like to write this out. The rate. All right, I usually like to write this out, the rate. It means that x cubic meter, all right, will require me what? Will require me 1 minute per minute what? All right, the meaning of per minute. Per means 1 minute. All right, in 1 minute, I can fill up to x cubic meter of water. That's the meaning. All right. Hey, but the entire swimming pool is 60 cubic meter. What should I do? Okay, don't panic. Usually, I'll look for the 1 cubic meter first. Okay, how? What should I do? Remember rate? From x, how do I get to a 1? I divide by itself. X divided by x will give me a 1. If I do that on the left, remember I need to do that on the right. So I divide by x down here. So my presentation for the time will be 1 over x minute. All right, in order to fill up 1 cubic meter of water. Hey, but the question say want to fill up the entire swimming pool, which means I need 60 what? 60 cubic meter of water. Once again, rate, how do you get from 1 to 60? You multiply by 60, you do the same on the other side. All right, this is called fairness. And eventually, right, your answer will be 1 over x times 60. All right, 60 is like 60 over 1. All right, so in primary school, we learn this fraction. Top times top, bottom times bottom. 1 times 60 is 60. 1 times x is x. This is in minutes. All right, and this will be your answer. Write down the time taken. Yes, this is the time taken for pump A only. Okay, this is all pump A to fill the swimming pool completely. Can you see? So usually I will break it down and I will do it slowly. It gives me a better understanding. Okay? All right. So now let's go on to A part 2.